And Avinash calls this the sexiest web metric. And you know what? I'd have to agree. I love, love, love looking at bounce rates. Okay, and he calls it, I came, I puked, I left. Okay, so the bounce rate is really interesting, especially when we get into the behavioral part of rankings and behavioral aspects of Google AdWords. And I don't know if you know this or not, because we do have a lot of new people who are just getting started. But in Google AdWords, let's say that your competitor is bidding 50 cents a click and you only have 25 cents a click. That's all you can afford to pay. Now, let's say your competitor, every time that a customer clicks on his website, they click on it, they go into the website and they go, oh, came, puke, left, and they backed right out of it. Now, you have this beautiful website. So when they click on your website that's half the price in bidding, okay, they come in, they stay a while, they look around, and they purchase something. You are going to outrank that competitor in Google AdWords. So you might be listed as number 1. They might get listed number 3, even though they're paying twice as much money for you. They're putting this type of behavioral type of information and what your customers are doing into natural search rankings as well, because they want to provide a better user experience for their customers. So if we go and we search for something online and the top 5 pages that we go to, we came, we puked, we left, and within the first 5-10 seconds, because the sites are so horrid, that doesn't provide us a good user experience. So bounce rate is extremely important to not only where you rank, but your conversion rates as well. See how everything works together. All of this, the rankings, the conversion, it all comes together, which is why the lock method is so awesome. Okay, I know I'm just saying that because I came up with it, but it really does work. Okay. The bounce rate is where they come in and they only view one page. Remember, they just come in, they puke, they leave. All right? And so this is extremely important because you can measure this on a site-wide basis, but you can also measure this on your top landing pages, which is really cool. And I love this, but measure pages that are pure, okay? And I love this. Not enough gets said about the importance of abandoning crap. If you've got just pure crap pages on your website and they're not getting anywhere, they're not getting any sales, the customers don't like them, and they're just taking up space, and you've got a section that's got 50 different products, but 10 of those products are pure crap. You've had them on the website for 2 years. They're bounce pages. They're high bounce rates. There's no sales in the last 2 years. Hello, abandon. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. That's your customers telling you they don't like them and they don't want them there. Less choices. Less choices, less choices. Let me tell you about a wonderful experience that I learned by going to Kay's Jewelry, which was very, very interesting. And I thought, you know what? Our store owners need to apply this more to their online stores. When we went to Kay's Jeweler to go pick out our wedding rings, my husband, you know, he was married one time before me, and married his high school sweetheart, and he never wore his wedding ring because he hates jewelry altogether. And so when we went to go pick out the wedding ring, he was like, what do I get? What do I, you know, because he wasn't too sure if he was going to even wear one. But so he's going, well, maybe that, maybe that, maybe that. And he's, you know, he's almost like a little girl in a candy store. Don't tell him I said so. But what Kay's Jeweler said is when he had 2 or 3 rings, they said, which one out of these 2 do you like? This one or this one? And when he said, well, that one, they would put that other ring back. And then he'd go, well, let me see that one. Okay, now which one do you want, this one or this one? And it was very interesting because if you go over, well, last time I was at Penny's, they'll have you looking at 10 rings all at one time, and you're like, oh, I can't make up my mind between 10. Where Kay's Jewelry was like, look, is it this one or this one? Put it back away. Is it this one or this one? Put it back away. Is it this one or this one? And they were not messing around. So what happens when your customer comes to your website and you have one section with 100 products? It's like being at Penny's and you've got 10 rings in front of you and you're like, oh, I can't make a decision, so now I'm going to go home and think about it. You don't want your customers to go home and think about it. You want to be like Kay's jeweler. This one or this one, let's move on. Let's buy this ring today. So just think about that. Abandon the crap ones and give your customers a little less choices so they buy it today.